Hello and welcome to this week's travel show with John Guinn on ukhealthradio.com. I don't know what it is, but I think I'm getting another cold, so my voice is starting to go again. Some of you may say it's because of my vegan diet. Some may say I'm just a bit of a wuss. But anyway, my voice is giving me a gypped this evening, and I hope it stays with me for the whole of the show. The show's in a few parts this week. There's no travel news again. It didn't really seem to make much sense when I won't be talking about the big news anyway, Brussels, and as I'm recording this, there's a hijacking as well. So stuff I don't cover because my show could be so out of date by the time you hear it, because you listen to the podcast or whatever. I don't cover things like that because I could be giving stuff as fact and it can be completely wrong within 5 minutes of me uploading it to the internet. So because I can't really cover stories like that, and it seems silly to do travel news without covering them, no travel news this week. I hope that makes sense. My guest this week is Caroline Anderson. She's a tourism branch manager from the Hawai'i Tourism Authority. In a short while, she'll be talking to us about Hawaii, obviously. And also there's some top 10 tips from a regular guest, the UK European Consumer Centre, about timeshares, what you should look out for. I talk about tips for having a stress-free holiday, my top 10 tips. So there's two top 10 tips for you to listen out for. And then it's my annual lecture about staying safe when you go on holiday for the first time without your parents. It's when Granddad Guinn gets on his high horse and just gives everybody a lecture about what you should and shouldn't do when you go away on holiday without your parents for the first time. If you're a parent, you may want to pass this on. If you really love them, you won't make them sit through it. You just pass on the highlights to them instead of making them listen to me go on and on and on, which is what I do every week. But first, let's get on to the great stuff, and that's my guest Caroline Anderson. As I mentioned, she's from the Hawai'i Tourism Authority. We're talking about Hawaii, and to me that means Magnum, Hawaii 5.0, obviously. I saw the last ever episodes of Magnum a couple of weeks ago. It's on ITV4. First time ever I've seen the last two episodes. And they were quite depressing, to be perfectly honest. They really were. It was, Magnum's a fun show with lots of nice scenery and helicopters and ocean and stuff. This was quite down in the dumps. But anyway, Hawaii's not a down in the dump place, as we're going to find out now. And we're going to find out first exactly where Hawaii is, because an awful lot of people know of Hawaii, have a rough idea, but they have no idea where you can find the islands.
Hawaii is located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We're one of the most isolated islands in all the world.
I'm glad you said the ocean, because I can never pronounce the ocean correctly. It's one of my words I just can't get out.
The Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, that's it. It's just one of those things I can't say properly, so thank you for saying that. How many islands make up Hawaii?
There's 6 major islands that can be visited, starting from the oldest to the youngest. There's Kauai, and then there's Oahu, which is where Waikiki and Honolulu are located. Then we have some of the smaller islands, Molokai and Lanai, followed by Maui and Hawaii Island.
So 6 islands can be visited. How many of them are inhabited?
All of them are inhabited.
Okay. Is there any islands that make up the chain?
We are made up of the Hawaiian archipelago, which consists of over hundreds of islands. So I named the 6 islands that can be visited by visitors. Okay, then.
It's an American state, but how come there's the Union Jack in the state flag?
Because, back in, a couple of hundreds of years ago, our kings and queens were very close to the British royalty. So, there's that connection between Hawaii and England. And so that's why the Union Jack is there.
Okay.
And also, Captain Cook was the first European to come upon the Hawaiian Islands.
So what's the official language? What's the official language there?
The official language we have 2. It's Hawaiian and English.
So how do you get there from the UK, and how long does it take?
It takes, for me, I actually went from Honolulu, Hawaii to San Francisco, which is about 5.5 hours. And then I went from San Francisco to London, and that was approximately 10 hours. So that's on average, you're looking at about 15 to 16 hours in the air.
That's an awful long time, isn't it?
It's long, but it's worth the journey. And it's, once you get to the U.S. Mainland, it's just a hop over to Hawaii.
Lots of people, when they visit the mainland, like to do different tours. So how easy is it to get from the mainland to Hawaii? Is there plenty of direct routes from American airports?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. We're fortunate to have lots of connections from the U.S. mainland. So we have direct flights from San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, even Newark, New Jersey, and New York, the JFK airport. And these are just some of them. You can even also travel to Hawaii via Vancouver, Canada as well. And these all go to the 4 main islands, which are Oahu, Kauai, Maui, and Hawaii Island, otherwise known as the Big Island.
So we fly over to Hawaii and we need somewhere to stay. Is it all high-rise resorts, or is there a wide range of accommodation?
It's definitely a wide range of accommodations, ranging from, bed and breakfasts to stays in someone's home, all the way to luxury resorts and timeshares.
When I was a travel agent, one of the common requests was for an all-inclusive resort. Do you have any in Hawaii?
We don't have any all-inclusive hotels in Hawaii, but, that's what makes Hawaii unique and special, because we don't want them just to stay in the hotel. We want them to get out and experience our destination, because you'll see that when you go out of the hotel and you're, interacting with the locals, or you're hiking, in our forest, or swimming in our ocean, or doing some Hawaiian cultural activity, I think then you really get to know the destination and really feel it.
Yeah, too many people, when they go to Europe, they just stay in the resort and don't come out. So yeah, it's a great idea. When it comes, when it comes to tourist resorts, are they all on the western side of the island? And what's the weather like?
For the islands, there's definitely resort areas on each island. So it just depends on the island that you're on. As far as weather, I hate to say it, but it is really summer all year round. Okay. We don't have seasons, like you do here. But yeah, it is basically 23 to 25 degrees Celsius year round.
Oh, that sounds terrible. I don't know how you put up with that.
Yeah.
So it's an all year round resort then. So it doesn't matter what time of year. You're always going to be warm.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of Honolulu. Which island is that on?
Honolulu is located on the island of Oahu. And it's also, on Oahu, you have Waikiki as well. And as well as the big surf competitions during the winter months, like the Triple Crown of Surfing. And also, on this island is the best place to learn how to surf, which is where actually surfing was born, in the Hawaiian Islands.
I don't really have the legs for a beach. Is there anything else to do on the island so I can keep my legs under cover?
Yeah, definitely. There's everything from, hiking in the rainforest to, if you're not into hiking, you can always go to one of our museums, like the Bishop Museum, to checking out a hula show at the Polynesian Cultural Center, to just, spending time with your, if you're traveling with your family, spending time with your family or with your partner, just enjoying the islands and all that there is to see and do. There's even lots of festivals and events that take place year round. So always something to do on Oahu as well as the other islands.
You're listening to The Travel Show with John Guinn on UKHealthRadio.com. Still to come on the show, the UK European Consumer Council's top 10 tips about timeshares when you're away on holiday will be coming up, what you should look out for. But at the moment, we'll find out about Hawaii with Caroline Anderson, the tourism branch manager from Hawai'i Tourism Authority. We're finding out about the islands. We just found out that Honolulu isn't on the Big Island. And to me, the Big Island is where all the big stuff should be, but that's not the case. I can't be the only person who thought that. And we're now going to find out what you can see and do if you visit the Big Island when you go to Hawaii. With the name Big Island, I would have expected Honolulu to be there, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Is the Big Island just for stargazers and golfers, or is there more to it than that?
Yeah, definitely. On the Big Island, this is where the active volcano is. So we have, you can see the lava at the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and they're actually celebrating the 100th year anniversary this year. So there's also lots of activities during each of the months to do. But yeah, definitely, it's not just for golfers and stargazers. You can even go swimming with the manta rays, or even take a helicopter tour to see the different landscapes of the island.
Now, swimming with the manta rays, that really appeals to me. I'll have to give that a go.
Yes, I think you should.
What about the other islands? There's 4 left. What do they have? What's unique about them, and what can you see and do?
Yeah, so for the island of Maui, one of the things lots of visitors do on this island is go whale watching. Whale watching season is from November through April, and you can just spot a whale if you're driving down the coastline, or you could take a tour, and it will take you, really, you'll see tons of whales, the mothers with their calves in the ocean, as well as you might be lucky enough to see some dolphins too. So not only is there whale watching, but one of the other volcanoes on this island is called Haleakala, and lots of visitors as well as residents go up to watch the sunrise in the morning. There's tons of small towns located throughout Maui, and it's just being surrounded with both residents and visitors, and just experiencing a unique destination compared to, say, in Honolulu, it's more like a city. So I think people appreciate the smaller town charms that Maui has to offer. There's also Lanai Island, which you can access it by ferry boat from Maui. It's about a 45-minute ride. And on this island, it's known as the private island. And what's special about this island is that it has 2 four-season resorts there. So you really have that luxury feel, and you can do everything from, hiking to kayaking in the ocean to doing some